This 2026 Daytona 500 and Super Bowl 60 crossover betting picks edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you can get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome into another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez. And much like the weather in North Carolina, life continued to toss us curveballs to delay this episode. But Cody, unlike NASCAR, we're plowing through and we are putting a show on the track today for you, which is one of my favorite episodes of the season, Cody, because it combines two of my favorite loves, football and NASCAR. And we're here to talk about the Super Bowl of both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's you get two Super Bowls in one episode. How much more what more could you ask for? And the New England Patriots are here, so it's great.
And they're playing it in my favorite team's home stadium, so it's absolutely fantastic. It's all around, right?
That's right. It's just win, win, win. That's all I see.
Well, and I know Frank the Tank is excited to go. Here we go. And Rowdy asking mom permission to stay up late. It is, of course, NASCAR After Dark for those of you watching live on YouTube. So cheers to each and every one of you out there. Have a little fun together and talk Super Bowls.
No, this is always one of the more fun episodes because it's, like we're going to get heavy deep into the Daytona 500 next week. Obviously, that's where you're going to get the full slate. But this is where we get to have fun, right? And sometimes the books will create, this receiver against this guy, points and assists or whatever. And they don't really do much with NASCAR stuff, but we can create our own stuff, right? Where you go in, you make the parlays. That's what it's all about. If you're a true DJ, I do have a 71,000 to 1 parlay coming up. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Cody, this is what Cody does. See, Cody just sits in his lab and starts to add together all the longest shots of longest shots. And he's like, you know what?
I am sitting. I just, I am sitting on a Patriots 80 to 1 Super Bowl bet that I bet before the season. Already cashed the 40 to 1 AFC champions. Before the playoffs started, I got the Carson Hocevar to win plus the Patriots to win the Super Bowl at like 300 to 1, I think it was. So there's some stuff out there that's I love me some long shots, and the sweat's worth it. And hey, if you hit the first leg of the sweat, like, can you imagine the sweat going into the Daytona 500? Let's go, baby.
Well, I mean, I'm not sweating much over it because I know that the second leg is pretty much a pipe dream. But Marcus checking in saying that he predicts Christopher Bell is going to win the Clash and win the most races and have a banner year and win the championship in 2026, 2027, and 2028.
And
Marcus
win the Super Bowl.
and Christopher Bell's going to win the Super Bowl. Wow. What an impressive little stunt that would be, wouldn't it?
It would be interesting.
I would have some fun with that. And just so you know, listen, I might get a little emotional tonight because I was just watching the Tom Brady narrated version of the Rise of the Niners, I watched the first episode of that, and let me tell you, my friends, I want the Niners to get back to a Super Bowl because I remember that feeling.
It is a pretty good feeling. It's been a long time for me as a Patriots fan, but I'm glad they finally made the long trek back to the Super Bowl.
Indeed. Yeah, and then, of course, I also started watching, and I'll talk about that in a second. Actually, I do want to tell you that the Sports Gambling Podcast is giving out 60 bets for Super Bowl 60, so make sure you go check out those guys over there on the mothership, Sports Gambling Podcast. If you want more than what we're giving you, you get 60 more on top of that if you go join the guys over there in the big show, and that's going to be a big one. They always have fun with that. We always have fun with that. 60 prop bets, man, or 60 bets in general. That's a fantastic amount of bets to make. So
it is. And I've got an article actually out, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, with my 60 bets for Super Bowl 60. I got ahead of the guys a little bit, but it's so much fun just pouring through all the bets and all the possibilities and there's some long shot stuff in there. There is, because it's just too much fun, especially on the Super Bowls, on both the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl of NASCAR, the Daytona 500. That's like long shot betting. That's what it's all about. Got to have those dreamers out there.
Well, hell yeah, you do. And that's what, again, like you said, that's what Daytona is all about. But what's great about it too is that, we talk about making NASCAR betting fun again, right? And that's exactly what this is all about. And I know that you're just probably not going to have a stomach for this if you're somebody who does not love not turning a profit and, every dollar's got to matter. Sometimes you just got to have fun with that money, right? Go buy yourself your own beer and possibly more if you hit it. And yeah, we never give you anything that doesn't have a path to it. It may be a twisty turny path full of tunnels and swamps and alligators, but there's a path.
There's always a path, Rob.
Always.
That's the hope.
Indeed. All right. So if you haven't heard, we're recording this on Tuesday night, right? It's Tuesday night, 8:00 Pacific, which means most of you guys are about to go to bed on Eastern Standard Time. But the Clash was once again postponed until Wednesday. However, there's weather that could threaten that as well.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, but we said that about Monday.
Well, yeah. It looks, I would say tomorrow looks better. I haven't looked, I guess, in the last couple hours at an updated report, but like they've got all the parking lots cleared, the tracks cleared and ready to go. So the good news is now, like, the bad, really horrible storm has passed. If this is just a little bit of stuff, it won't it might hinder some stuff a little bit, but hopefully not cancel the thing outright. Obviously, we really hope we're going to get some racing on Wednesday night. If you haven't yet and you're listening to this, go back and listen to the Clash episode a couple days ago, last week, really, at this point in time, because it's still valid, right? The picks are still valid. Nothing's really changed. I don't think the wet weather stuff, I wouldn't factor that in too much to the handicapping anyways. So go get those picks, and hopefully we'll have some racing tomorrow. And I guess if we have racing, or maybe even if we don't have racing, we just roll with it anyways. The first live call-in recap show scheduled for tomorrow night, Wednesday night. So the plan is after the Clash, at some point in time, we'll jump on live, be able to let you guys call in on the Discord line and hear your reactions and get our feet wet in the call-in show portion of the show. So it's a kind of a messed up schedule due to the things getting shifted around, but here we are.
Or I give you my Venmo. Everybody chips in about $10 or $15. I download the newest NASCAR for Xbox. And if there's no Clash, then I just run the Clash on the Xbox.
Okay.
I'm sure they got
Roman Gray. Take our bets there. It'll be like a flashback to 2020 when they were doing the Madden Sims over on the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That was really an unprecedented time. That was just amazing. My bookie was on board at the time. They were literally putting up odds for the Sims that the guys were running. It was just an amazing time to be alive. I know, right? There was a lot of bad things that were happening, but there was a bright spot in that horrible time in life, right? to help carry us through such a challenging time of life.
We were just talking before the show that boredom is the mother of invention, and that's exactly what that period was.
Exactly what happened.
Straight up boredom.
We'll get creative on our own.
We most certainly will. All right. So the Clash tomorrow, aka Wednesday. If you're listening to this on Wednesday, it'll be today, hopefully. But we'll keep an eye out on that. Obviously, follow us on the Discord for more news. Follow Pocris, follow Gluck. They're also keeping you abreast on the situation. In the meantime, though, a little bit of news. But I want to bring up, Cody. I started watching the race for the seat, and I put down 4 episodes. The first 4 episodes. I haven't finished yet. the 5th episode, but those first 4 episodes, buddy,
so good. That's all. I haven't watched the 5th episode, which I believe is the one where Biffle's going to be on. I guess he plays like a prominent role in that episode, which is crazy. And I've heard they do a nice tribute to him at the beginning, which is great. That's going to be crazy to watch. I haven't had a chance to see that one just yet. We've had family and been busy, but the first 4 episodes, so good. There's so much racing. I was concerned it was going to be much more reality, like, oh, they're living in a house together and Steve hates Joe and Bob doesn't like Chris. And it's like, bachelors type of stuff, but it's not. It really is like putting them to the test. Most of it's racing stuff. And there's some other mental games and stuff in there, which is a lot of fun, but yeah, highly recommend that. You can stream all that stuff on YouTube. Ram has their own channel for it, and it's super good watch. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you can catch it on FS1. You can catch the replays, but don't do that because the uncensored version on YouTube is the way to go.
Yes.
It's so much better to watch it the way it's
uncensored is always better, just like this.
Always. Yeah, just like the show for sure. But no, I've already got my favorites. My youngest already has her favorites as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Huge fan of Michael Christopher. She loves him.
That.
Yep. And Minnie Tyrell. She loves him. Minnie Tyrell.
He is Minnie.
He is very Minnie, which I appreciate as well.
Rod loves a Minnie guy.
Yep. Well, it's funny because so now, and I was listening today to the intro, and he's like, "Thank you for the dodges," and I was like, "Oh, hey, we're back to that again." So I just maybe brought it to the forefront of my mind. But I'm excited to see which one wins the seat because we don't know yet, right? And which one gets to be the truck driver for the series.
Yeah, and it'll be exciting to see which one of those guys, if any, I would assume probably some of them, will make an appearance in the free agent truck too, right? So it'd be like, oh, hey, we got to know this guy during the show. Maybe he didn't win the full-time seat, but he did earn himself some opportunity to drive in the free agent truck. So yeah, that's going to continue to be fun. We got news today. Dario Franchitti is going to come back and drive a truck race. Like the Craftsman Truck Series this year. If you've not started watching that, yeah, buddy, it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
It's appointment TV for absolute sure. It's appointment TV, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And if Johnny Cash doesn't get a ride in one of those trucks, I cry foul. I've grown to like the old man. I have a soft spot for old guys in young people's professions. It's just
I don't see Johnny Cash getting a ride.
Come on, man. He was he drew like the slowest car in the first challenge. Don't saddle him with that, but nah, just kidding. A lot of fun. I'm glad that they did this. Colleague has very much made a good decision on that and good marketing move too.
Yeah. Great part on Colleague's part, on Ram's part. It's been a lot of fun. So
indeed. Any other news to bring other than our other illustrious truck driver, or should we head straight into the?
Let's do it. I'm ready to talk some Super Bowls.
Damn, Cody's just chomping at the bit. All right, well then let's do that.
This is my team playing in the football Super Bowl. Then we get the real Super Bowl racing. Let's fucking go. I'm so excited.
I am too. All right, let's do that. But first, let me tell you about our friends over at Avo. Make more money betting sports with Avo. That's AVO. Avo is the sports betting tool that helps you by spotting arbitrage and plus EV opportunities for you faster than the competitors, and they keep you organized in one place. They got the cleanest dashboard as well. Look at that thing. It's so beautiful. It's so easy to use and look at and to understand. But if you can't, they teach you how to use it with step-by-step video guides in case you have questions. All you got to do is sign up, pick the sports book you use, and let Avo tell you how much to bet. Are you still unsure? After all this, I don't know how, but if you are, check out their free Discord at Avo Official. That's AVO Official, and see the success people are having for themselves. Go get started now at Avo.bet and use promo code SGPN for $18 off. That's AVO.bet, promo code SGPN for $18 off. Loving me some Kalshi. Kalshi, real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Kalshi has a ton of trading options for the big game, including sides, total props, halftime performances, and even more. Besides sports, they've got tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, you probably could have even traded on the weather at Bowman Gray if you so desired. With Kalshi, you can trade on just about anything you could think of, including, will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027? Yes is trading at 15 cents on the dollar. A $100 investment on the yes will bring you back $677. And all you got to do is sit and wait for the government to finally tell you that Roswell was absolutely real and bring out the aliens they've been hiding for years and years and years. And you, my friend, will profit from that. Isn't that great? New Kalshi customers get $20. You can use that even if you want to speculate on this one. If you use promo code SGPN, that's Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. I can neither confirm nor deny, much like the existence of aliens, that there will be money, my own money, put toward that. Very
which side are you taking, Rod?
Well, I believe that there's something out there. I really do. I believe we know this. We can't be. We could not have been around as a human society as long as we have without knowing it.
It's like betting the under. You're not going to bet no on aliens. Like, it's not fun. Betting the under is not fun. Betting no on aliens not fun. So we don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to be proven right. Like, this is not just one that I want to win. I want to win. Like, I want to see this. So
careful what you wish for, but yes, agreed.
Before you know it, we're getting beamed up, and it's like, I don't want to win anymore. My $667 doesn't matter to me. But that'll be fun. All right, Dirk Houston checking in saying, Cody, will bring you some Craftsman Truck Series for your studio. Ooh, that'd be fine. Decor.
Dirk, if you don't know, Rod, Dirk's a good buddy of mine. We've become good friends here recently. Dirk was a Craftsman Truck Series official for, I think, 20 plus years. So yeah, that we might need an off-season episode next year with Dirk and his stories. I know he's got a lot of good ones. So yeah, we'll get you on, Dirk.
Ooh, story time with Dirk. Let's do it. Zach checking in saying, what's up, fellas? Host of our Pat's Parlay is going to be so sweet. Don't ruin it.
It's going to be so sweet. It's going to be so sweet. And if you don't have it yet, well, stay tuned. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, who knows? I know. All right. Let's just get to them.
Rod's seen the sheet.
I've seen the sheet. Let's see some other sweet parlays that Cody's got brewing. Cody, where are we starting this Super Bowl betting card?
Yeah. So again, this is a lot of fun, right? You start this weekend with the Super Bowl coming up. You hit the first leg of these, and then you've got great numbers on these the rest of these going into the Daytona 500 next week. It's a great, fun way to put these together. So I went over to FanDuel for the first one. Seems like most of the books will let you cross-prop most of this stuff. So I did verify all these before we put them on here, so that was good. But I'm going to start off with A.J. Allmendinger, top 10, plus Drake Maye, over 36.5 rushing yards, plus 720 over on FanDuel. So we'll start with the football side of things, I guess, since the football game is first. Drake Maye over 36.5 rushing yards. I absolutely love this weekend. Look, he's gone for 65 plus in 2 of the 3 playoff games for the Patriots so far. So his legs have come in handy. If you didn't watch him all season, he ran a lot, part of why he was in the NFL MVP conversations, right? So he's had that ability to run. The Seahawks defense is going to be a menace to May. They're going to be I mean, there's no hiding behind that, right? And the Patriots have faced 3 great defenses thus far through all defenses that ranked a little better than the Seahawks, but 3 great defenses throughout the playoffs so far. And twice he's gone over this. The one game he didn't was Houston, just because he didn't end up needing to really. And that was kind of sloppy, the weather. We're not going to have that in this one. So they're going to get pressure on him. He's going to scramble. There's also going to be a lot of designed runs in there. He's going to bust a big 1 or 2. I think he'll easily do this. Also, side note, I am playing his ladder up to 120 plus rushing yards at 38-1 if you want to join me on that, because I think he's going to have a huge day. And I think win or lose, this is one of those bets where win or lose, I think he'll need to have it, because if the Patriots are going to win this and they're going to be in this game, he's got to run a lot. If the Patriots are behind and down, he's got to run a lot. So either way, I think you're getting to this. Love the Drake Maye side of this at over 36.5 rushing yards. And then for the A.J. Allmendinger part, the top 10 in the Daytona 500. Engine issues super early last year. Was so disappointing. I had money on him last year. Ends up dead last, 41st. I mean, the engine just expired early. There's not much you can do about that, right? So we're going to put that aside. Previous to that, 4 top 6 finishes in a row at the Daytona 500. A.J. Allmendinger, much known for his road course prowess, all of that stuff, is really, really good at super speedway racing. He got that win a couple of years ago in the, at the time, Xfinity Series at Talladega. And he continues to show up in the Cup Series on super speedways, but in the Daytona 500 specifically, 4 top 6 finishes in a row. Now that stretches back, because he obviously went back to the Xfinity Series for many years there. But his last 4 starts prior to that, all top 6 finishes. That's obviously what's inside of the top 10. So this is a banger I love right off the top. Drake Maye over the 36.5 rushing yards, plus A.J. Allmendinger finish in the top 10 in the Daytona 500. Plus 720. That one's over on FanDuel.
You know how much I love AJ Allmendinger, so I cannot get away from an AJ Allmendinger, especially AJ Allmendinger top 10. Like that's a wheelhouse that you love to live in, especially because he can get it done. And then of course for Drake Maye, I've watched the Seahawks terrorize defense. I know how they can stifle good running games, and when you can't get your running game going, then you need your quarterback to be able to scramble, and that's exactly it. So.
Yeah, and he's going to find his way to running. AJ Allmendinger's wife, by the way, a Nebraska native. So, a little fun fact from Dirk there.
Nice. Oh, that's how far is Fort Calhoun from you?
It's right outside Omaha, so probably about an hour from me here.
Beautiful, love it. Okay, so I love this. I'm gonna go with you on that one, especially at plus 720. That's a fantastic number on that. So, all right, then I am going to go to my first prop, which is my first parlay. It is Shane Van Gisbergen as a top 10 car. And you pair that with New England to win the race to 10. This is over on FanDuel. This is at plus 1196. So 11.96 to 1, something like that, however you want to break that down. But plus 1196 for SVG to be a top 10 car and New England to win the race to 10. Here's the thing. Okay, we've talked all season long or all off season long about Shane Van Gisbergen and how amazing he's going to be on the diminished amount of road courses that are this season. But again, his oval packages are starting to come together. And I know I made just TK prop up a little bit when I mentioned SVG, but these super speedways for him, they're not all that terrible. I say that only because he got a 16th place in the fall race at Daytona, which, we've watched his oval program get a little better and a little more controlled. And all he can do is learn, right? He's not a young kid. He's got to learn this as an older person. I say respectfully as an older person, but he's got to learn a new trade. And a top 10 on a super speedway for Shane Van Gisbergen, not, I think, entirely out of the realm of possibility, given the fact that he's also got a couple of strong teammates now that can help him out as well in Ross Chastain and Connor Zilisch. He got an 11th place, Shane Van Gisbergen did, in the fall race at Talladega as well. So one spot outside of the top 10. This is not something that is completely out of the realm of possibility for him. And it's a long shot. I get it, right? SVG by himself as a top 10 is plus 440, which is insane to me for a guy that just finished 11th at Talladega the last time. So that part of the leg, absolutely love that part of the leg. As for New England, they are fast scorers, and so are the Seattle Seahawks. So Seattle comes out of the box with a first quarter average of about 7 points so far this season. New England just under 7 points in the first quarter. But where it flips on its head is the second quarter, where New England actually leads the entire league in second quarter points per game with 11 point. I'm sorry, they're second in the league in the regular season with 10.1. Dallas was 11.1. But overall, in first half scoring, New England does lead with 16.5 points to Dallas's 15.8. Seattle can't get it done in the second quarter, 14.9 first half average for the Seahawks. So the New England Patriots will put up maybe 6 points, a couple of field goals maybe in the first quarter, but Seattle tends to stall a little bit in the second quarter where New England will pick it up. So to me, I'm going to give the edge to the team that can probably come out in the second quarter and score more points. Where Seattle could probably get a touchdown in the first quarter, they may not get a couple of more shots until after New England puts up 10 points. So this is going to be a close tie battle. I mean, this game is going to be both defenses so damn good, and really the race to 10 points seems like a fairly even enough proposition to sort of lean on one or two. I'm sorry, to prognosticate as does the groundhog on which side that we were going to come down on. So absolutely love this. 2 10s, right? SVG, top 10, and New England, race to 10. Put those together on FanDuel. It's plus 1196.
Yeah, I like this. I think New England's going to come out swinging. I think that all the pressure is on Seattle in this game. They're the big favorites. Everybody I talked to, I've been wearing my Patriots hat around, and everybody's like, oh, they're going to get killed by the Seahawks. That's all I hear. Rowdy Nation, he won't stop chirping about how the Chiefs are at home. I mean, how the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl, all this stuff. But the Patriots are going to come out light, loose. Vrabel's been there before. McDaniels has been there a million times. They're going to come out playing light and loose. I like them to score early. And then, TK with a great point. SVG expressed he had difficulty pushing Daniel at Daytona 2 last year. Hopefully the new body will improve for SVG and for AJ, both in Chevys, at least for now, on the AJ side of things. But, the new body hopefully will be better for them to be able to push better on the super speedways, the drafting tracks. So I like both those, and we've seen from SVG, he's, a young guy, and it's only his second full-time year, but a veteran, a great race car driver, learns quickly, adapts quickly, and he's done well on the drafting tracks. So I really like this play, and great number at almost 12-1.
Beautiful. Yep. And I liked it. I linked my 10s together. I was trying to come up with some ways to make them stick. But all right, Cody, what do we got next?
Yeah. How about one that you could cash Wednesday of Daytona 500 week, Rod? I like this one. So we'll get the sweat out of the way early in the football game. Tails never fails, baby. It's as simple as that, right? Look, the way betting on the coin toss works, and if you're one of those people that you can't bet on the coin toss, that's a negative EV, like, we're on different wavelengths, because if you aren't sweating the coin toss for the Super Bowl, you don't know how to be a DGen, and I really feel bad for you. So I'm always going to bet on the coin toss. I would bet on a coin toss we would do in person right now if I had the opportunity to do so. But for the Super Bowl, you pick a side, you stick to the side. I'm a tails guy, always been a tails guy. Tails never fails. Tails leads 31-28 and has hit 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. So feel good about tails. I like that side of things. So that's as simple as that. We're going to take the tails side. Then we're going to take Chevrolet to win the pole in the 500, which, of course, will be on Wednesday of Daytona 500 week. So we can cash this parlay out early if it does hit. Last year, Chase Briscoe got the pole in the Toyota. The previous year, I think it was Joey Logano in a Ford. But prior to that, Chevy had a lockdown on qualifying at the Daytona 500. New body being introduced this year, yes. Rick Hendrick cares more about sitting on the pole at the Daytona 500 than any other race ever. He loves having his Chevrolets on the front row, and they have clearly put a lot of work over the years into getting Hendrick Chevrolets in particular, but Chevrolet on the pole for the Daytona 500. So much so that, let's see. So Toyota and Ford the last 2 years, 11 Chevrolet poles at the 500 in a row before that, 15 of 16 before the last 2 years. So Ford and Toyota, you had your turn, take a seat, tails in the Super Bowl, Chevy on the pole for the 500. It's the American way, Rod. Let's go. You can get that one parlayed over at Caesars at plus 491.
I think people do kind of lose sight of the company motto in that we are DGens only, right? This style, this network attracts a certain level of bettor that is, yes, out to make a profit, but also will bet whether or not somebody punches somebody out in the first quarter, right? That's the kind of level of DGen that we love.
So our whole motto this year, make NASCAR betting fun again, right? Take the NASCAR to that. Make betting fun again. Go bet on the coin toss because it's the coin toss. Like, it's a great Super Bowl party starter. Like, here we go. Is it heads or tails? Like, you're like, you bet on that? Like, yeah, I did, buddy. Like, it's just go have fun, people. That's what we're here for. That's what I love. Love betting on the coin toss.
And we're not telling you to go bet the house on the damn thing.
Yeah, like you have a bet that either hits or misses. Either way, you've got a bet that's already got action by the time the Super Bowl kicks off. Like, you're already in it. The ice has been broken. We're good. We're already got our bet in on, well, the national anthem as well, but the coin toss too.
Absolutely love it. All right, so my next bet pairs together a couple of seasoned, skilled veterans, right? Mustard Rob says, yes. I'm convinced I need a coin toss bet. See?
If I do nothing else today, I've convinced Mustard Rob to bet on the coin toss for the Super Bowl, and really, goal accomplished. We could probably end the show now.
We can. All right, everybody, follow me on Twitter at, no, I'm just kidding.
Tails never fails, Rob.
Tails never fails. All right, so like I said, my next parlay puts together two chiseled veterans who have seen battle and have done things. And really, this is another sort of bet that doesn't take a lot to clear the bar. And I think both of these guys have the skill to do it. The first of which we'll kind of go your way, Cody, where we'll take the Super Bowl bet first and kind of clear this hurdle before it even gets going. Cooper Kupp, 30-plus receiving yards for him. This is on Caesars. You can find this this first part of the leg. But Cooper Kupp, 30-plus receiving yards. Here's the thing about Cooper Kupp, right? You can write him off for dead. The guy sort of falls into the background of anything. He didn't have a whole lot of spectacular games this season. Nothing really to write home about until he got 90 yards against Pittsburgh, and then until the last couple of weeks where he's cleared this mark, the 30-yard mark, in both of the previous playoff games. Once against the hated 49ers of them, he got 60 yards in that divisional championship game, or that divisional game, and then went out and got 36 yards against his old team. Now, here's the thing about Cooper Kupp, right? We're asking for just 31 yards, right? That's all we need out of Cooper Kupp is 31 yards. He did that against the Steelers, where he got 90 yards, against the Saints, where he got 31 yards. He did that against Tampa Bay, where he got 59, Jacksonville, where he got 40, Houston, where he got 32, Arizona, where he got 74. So, Cooper Kupp's just that guy that doesn't need a lot of catches to get this done as well. He only had 2 catches against the Saints for 31 yards. But Sam Darnold, for whatever reason, decides he wants to look Cooper Kupp's way, and all of a sudden Cooper Kupp's got a big play, a 15-yard catch, or something like that. And even Rowdy Nation's got Cooper Kupp as his MVP at 90-1, which he's the kind of guy that can get that done. We saw it time and time again with the Rams, right? Cooper Kupp was the Puka Nacua before Nacua was Nacua, right? All of a sudden Cooper Kupp gets hurt, Nacua steps in, and poor old Cooper Kupp got Wally pipped and then sent to the Seattle Seahawks. So it's not going to take much for him to get 31 yards, right? All he's got to get is a couple of good targets, get down the field. Cooper Kupp, 30 receiving yards. I don't got to sell you on that one too much more. And then my second part of this one is Ryan Blaney as a top 5 driver. Ryan Blaney, the winner of the Coke Zero Sugar 400 in 2025 here on this Daytona track. Ryan Blaney, a guy who you could just pretty much staple in as a solid competitor at Daytona. Not a lot of fantastic finishes between the 2023 fall race and the 2024 fall race, where he finished 36th, 30th, and 29th. But he did get 7th place in last year's Daytona 500. He does have a 4th place in 2022 in the Daytona 500, an 8th place in the 2023 Daytona 500. So, if we truly believe that Fords can compete at least for a top 5 spot, not necessarily the win, because like you said, Chevys will probably get the pole, right? But it's Fords and Toyotas that sort of battle around the top 5. Chevys usually end up winning anyways too. But for me, Ryan Blaney, top 5. I really do love this. And like I said, for Cooper Kupp, 31 yards, give it to him on a couple of catches, and he's golden. So I love it. I love Ryan Blaney for a top 5, Cooper Kupp for a 30-plus receiving yards. You put that together on Caesars, plus 379 for the pair.
Yeah, I really like this one. I really, really like the Cooper Kupp over yards. I think that the Patriots are going to slow JSN down. I don't know that you can stop him, but I certainly think they can slow him down. And I think that why do you sign a guy like Cooper Kupp? If you don't sign him for a game like this, that is why he is on your team. You've got to use him. I think he's going to be a sure target for Sam Darnold. I think they're going to work short passes to him, get him the ball, let him do his work with that. So I think that's a great play. Yeah, Blaney's got some bad luck the last couple of races, wrong place, wrong time at Daytona, but great super speedway driver, arguably one of the best, if not the best, in the series. And he's probably due to fix things. And if you look at where he runs up top throughout the whole race. So don't, avoid the crash this time, and it might be his year, certainly for a top 5. I think it's a good pairing between 2 crafty veterans.
Recent Super Bowl veteran, or a Super Bowl winner as well. So.
Like, if you're not sure about betting on Ryan Blaney,
oh God, what a mustache!
If you're not on the YouTube, go check out the mustache. I mean, if you need any more convincing to bet on a man, I don't know how else to convince you to bet on him than looking at that picture.
There's no other convincing that you need. So, absolutely love it. All right, let's get to more of our parlays. But before we do, I want to take this time to formally introduce you to our friends over at Underdog. Underdog's got you covered for the big game. Choose a player, reveal whether you've unlocked a gimme pick, followed by a boost buster tied to the big game. Underdog celebrating by hooking up players with bigger boosts. Just submit a boosted entry to unlock an even bigger boost on the next one, all the way up to 60%. I know we're talking about the Super Bowl, but that's not till next week. How about the Clash? Underdog's got some Clash higher or better than or worse sense out there. Looking right now at Ryan Blaney's. I just talked about him, right? I said he was going to get a top 5 finish. Well, Underdog is actually giving me a place to play with here. They're projecting him as a 6.5 place finisher. So please give me the better than on that one. Explore several other options out there, including Marcus Christopher Bell, who's at 7.5 in his finishing position. So I know what side you're going to take. I don't know what the side rest you guys are going to take, but you can get in on the action right now. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code RACE, SGPN. Let's tell you about our friends over at Rhythm. They have been absolutely crushing it this NFL season, especially on props. Last season, they were even better in the playoffs. How about a 27-12 reception prop record, or 6-1 on passing TD props? Yes, sir. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or you can make your own and play with the sliders. If you're looking to go premium, use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. Want to give a special shout out also to Win the Race. We are proudly partnered this season with Win the Race. Ryan bringing some great analytics to the betting world, to DFS world, to whatever. Look, if you just want to dig into the race and get deep into the stats, Ryan has got you covered over there on Win the Race. Make sure you go sign up right now and just enjoy everything that Ryan and the team over there has to offer. All right, lots of excitement. Not only that, Cody, but Ryan put you on the map with Chase Briscoe.
That's right. He reposted on X and said he loved my Chase Briscoe ranking because iFantasy Race, Ryan over there at iFantasy Race, put out the rankings. Everybody had like drafted their top 30. I had Briscoe ranked second, which was the highest of everybody. Chase Briscoe liked the tweets. So basically Chase Briscoe knows I exist, and that made me really happy.
So you guys are out to have a beer next weekend, right? After the 500.
Yeah. Unfortunately, DM's not open, so I couldn't get him on the show, but maybe someday.
We'll get there. Rowdy Nation saying the Sam Elliott stash. I know, I love it. I want him to yell at Wyatt Earp for me just real quick. That's what I want. All right, Cody, where are we going next?
And Sarah Pro checking in. Nice to see you, buddy. Finally, NASCAR. It's here, baby. Hopefully a race, Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, next up for me, Rod. We're going to jump over to TreVeyon Henderson, the Patriots running back, the rookie running back. We're going to take his over receiving yards, just 3.5 receiving yards. So this is kind of an interesting one, and he's an interesting case. Actually, I was talking to Rowdy about this earlier. I like him as a long shot 75-1 to be MVP just because it all ties into his explosive ability. Do the Patriots use him a lot in this game? Likely not, but the ability for him to explode and have huge plays is what I like for the MVP case and for a bet like this, because you've got this rookie running back that's extremely quick, extremely explosive, and you've got this very tough Seattle defense. So Josh McDaniel, again, who's going to be in his 10th Super Bowl this year, is going to be scheming things up to get the ball into playmakers' hands. Now, if you've got Seattle coming at you quickly with a rush and you've got this explosive running back, get some swing passes out to him and let him work. Are they all going to bust big ones? No. Can he bust one for 4 yards and go over 3.5 receiving yards? It's just too low. I know he's not gotten a ton of work in the last couple of games. He's not as much of a pass blocking guy. Stevenson has been the bell cow back, and there's no reason not to lean into him. But you've got to scheme up something to get the ball into Henderson's hands. Let him have that opportunity to bust a big play like we've seen this year that he's capable of doing. So I love the over 3.5 receiving yards. And I'm going to pair that with a head-to-head matchup over in the Daytona 500, where I'm going to take one Tyrone Gibbs, one of Rod's favorites, over our Lord, Savior, Jesus Christ, Connor Zilisch himself, because, well, rookies don't do good at NASCAR, despite what some people might tell you, Rod, at the beginning usually. So you got Cindric's outliers. They come in and win the Daytona 500. But I'm going to take Ty Gibbs over Connor Zilisch because Ty Gibbs has been really strong. Last year we had the 6 super speedway races, right, or drafting track races, however you want to classify it. Ty Gibbs was top 17 in 5 of those. Is that the most impressive stat in the world? Why did you pick 17? Well, because there was a 17th place in there, right? But point being, we're getting to the end of these races. He's surviving to the end, and he's finishing the race. And that's what I want in a head-to-head on a drafting track race. So you've got that from him. If you go back over the last 10, 8 of 10, he's finished inside of that top 17 number. And 10 of the last 12, he's finished inside of that number. So it's pretty impressive for Ty Gibbs just getting to the end of these super speedway races, finding his way at the end. And the Connor Zilisch side, I love the kid. I think he's going to be great. I think he's a future superstar. I think he's got so many wins. I think he's going to compete for championships. But it takes rookies time. This is the biggest race of his career to this point. He's strapping in for his first Daytona 500. Lights, the pressure, the sound, everything. I just don't trust a guy like that. And it's nothing against Zilch himself. But Gibbs has proven time and time again that he's settled in, right? This is his 4th season, I think, now. So we're settled in here. We're good to go. And he's going to go out, run his race, and have a decent finish, get to the end. That's all I'm looking for over Zilch. So you pair that head-to-head of Gibbs over Zilch, along with Henderson over 3.5 receiving yards, plus 254 over on the Caesars.
Yeah, so I like the first half of that you talked about. I like TreVeyon Henderson. I'll get to the second half in a second. Mine also involves that head-to-head, but it involves another head-to-head. 2 head-to-head matchups. If you parlay these, you're going to get plus 186 over on the Caesars. I'm going to take TreVeyon Henderson as well. I love it because we've approached the same players and the same drivers.
I should have looked ahead, but I have not looked ahead at your picks. I like this one.
You like this one? I'm telling you right now, this is fun because I had this one pit in there already, and you had that. So I was like, dude, this is perfect. Beautiful. So I'm going to take TreVeyon Henderson, but I'm going to take his actual head-to-head against the Seattle counterpart, sort of backup running back versus backup running back. TreVeyon Henderson versus George Halani of Seattle. But I'm going to take Henderson to come out with more rushing yards than the Seattle backup running back, George Halani. And I do that because TreVeyon Henderson over the last couple of weeks has actually gotten a decent amount of looks, right? 9 carries for 27 yards against the Chargers in the wild card, and then 12 for 25 against the Texans in that game. And then, 3 for 5 against Denver, but you almost, just like Cody said earlier, can't hold that game against anybody because that game was nasty from start to finish. It just wasn't the kind of game that I expect to happen this time around. I expect him to have more of the 27
like that in San Francisco,
where they're working on it. I heard that there's supposed to be some rain.
NASCAR is not in town, so we should be fine.
NASCAR is not going to be racing on the Great America that is next door to Levi's Stadium, so we're good. But for Henderson's sake too, he's actually had some pretty decent rushing days even going into the playoffs. 27 yards, 10 yards, 28 yards, 32 yards, 24 yards, 25. I mean, he's actually been used, right? He's averaging, or he got 911 rushing yards that season. Am I reading that right? Holy cow. Blink and you miss all these yardage. But yeah, TreVeyon Henderson is going to be good for it. Now, obviously with George Halani, he's in because Zach Charbonnet obviously can't play. And you think, all right, well, you remember what Zach Charbonnet was able to do in relief of Kenneth Walker. Well, they didn't even give Halani the chance, right? They gave him 3 carries for 4 yards in that championship game against the Rams. And honestly, his best game this season was the 31 yards he got against the Cardinals way back in early November. So, since then, he just hasn't had any work. And then, of course, last week, it was Kenneth Walker getting 19 carries to Halani's 3. So they're okay giving the ball 19 times, 20 times to Kenneth Walker and letting him go, right? And Halani's not a guy that's going to break a 25-yarder, whereas TreVeyon Henderson very much could break a pretty decent run. And I think at the end of the day, he's going to have more yards than Halani. So give me TreVeyon Henderson with more yards over Halani is the first part of this one. And then I'm going to tack that on with the flip side of Cody's. I'm going to take Zilch over Gibbs. And I don't care. Like, this is nothing. You can just go back to this and say, Rod, you have no stats to back this up, and I honestly don't care. This is a gut handicap where I think Gibbs is going to put himself into trouble and not finish this race, even though Cody's just laid out the case that he makes it to the end of it and he does all this. But look, the bright lights are on him. He's had to watch all season long as people tear him apart. As I've torn him apart, and he's just going to try to go out there and get too much. Whereas Connor Zilisch, he's got nothing to prove this race, right? He's just going to go out, run with his teammates who are 2 pretty solid racers in and of themselves, right? And just hang with them, with Ross Chastain, with SVG. He'll get to have a nice quiet day, finish somewhere between 15th and 20th. But I think Ty Gibbs is going to get overly aggressive and will not finish well in this race, giving Connor Zilisch It may not be 10 positions. It may only be 2, but I think Connor Zilisch will get the edge. So it's going to be Connor Zilisch over Ty Gibbs, and then TreVeyon Henderson over George Holani in rushing yards, plus 185 on Caesars.
Yeah, I like the Henderson part of things. The Patriots' rush defense is very, very stout. I think a lot of people are overlooking that. I think they are going to slow Holani down. Holani, I'm more scared of in the passing game. I think that they will work him out much like a Henderson, but Henderson to get more rushing yards, it might only take him one run to do that because of his explosive ability. So I like that. The good thing about head-to-heads at Daytona, you're really splitting hairs most of the time. They really can go either way. So I will give you that drop in the bucket. And if you look at the Daytona race in the Xfinity Series last year, I believe Connor Zilisch listed as the winner. Granted, he only ran 12 laps and Parker Kligerman has won the race, but he gets the win nonetheless. So we'll throw that stat over there for you just because, Rod. So let's see. Catching up with the chat real quick. Brandon checking in. Good to see you, Brandon. Jake Bobo over half a reception. I like that. I did bet him. I think I took his first touch. Forgive me, I bet on a lot of things for the Super Bowl, as I tend to do. I believe I took his first touchdown because he was super long, and I think that he got a touchdown, I think, in the NFC Championship game, if I have that correct. So, and he also says that Holani is terrible, to back you up, Rod. So I like it. Frank the Tank with a Brooks Koepka Patriots parlay, 90-1. I like that. I don't know much about Koepka. I don't follow golf that much, but Patriots, I like that side of things, so I'll take it. Rowdy Nation wants to know if this is a must-win game, Rod. I don't know if you saw the reporter asked Mike Vrabel if this was a must-win game. If I was Mike, and this is probably why I'm not Mike Vrabel, my response would have been, no, I don't think it is. We'll probably just get him next week if we don't win this one. I mean, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's crazy. Serapco checking in. I got my yearly Gibbs to win a race ready in case my furnace goes out. I'm assuming that means to burn the ticket if it doesn't cash. Yeah, but whatever. And TK pointed out Gibbs has nothing to prove because he will own the company. Zilch has far more to prove in the Cup, sadly. And Caesar, hey buddy, good to see you. He says, "Did I hear NASCAR is back?" You sure did, my friend. NASCAR is back. All right, Rod. Moving on to the next one. I am going to take Rhamondre Stevenson over 76.5 rushing plus receiving yards. I like playing it this way because he's been a strong weapon for the Patriots, and he can do both. We've seen big receiving games. We've seen big rushing games. It can kind of go either way with him. So I like the idea of covering yourself both directions with this by taking his rushing plus receiving. So that's the side of it I'm going to go on. He's hit this in 2 of the 3 playoff games, much like the Maye rushing yards total. And the one he didn't was the 71 yards in snowy Denver, which, again, they weren't really trying to do anything in that game anyways later on. So, I mean, he got 71, so just missed this by a couple of yards. But hit this in 2 of the 3 playoff games. Hit it in the last 5 regular season games in total, so 7 of the last 8 games, which is pretty strong. And that was all after coming back from his injury. So really like that for Stevenson to go over the 76.5 rushing plus receiving yards. And then I'm going to parlay that over on Caesars with Eric Jones to win Group G. This is over Austin Dillon, Todd Gilliland, and Zane Smith. Those guys you can all make a case for, right? Really what you're looking for in these groups is you're just picking a guy and hoping he beats the other 3 because that's what you're going for. I would say in the groups there's not a strong advantage on anyone, but Eric Jones, a guy that I have my eyes set on, right? We saw last year how good Legacy did in the 500, getting all 3 of those cars in the top 5, JJ included. So you like that. He's got 5 top 18 finishes in a row. Again, similar to the Gibbs stat, getting to the end of these races. That's what you want in a bet like this. 5th place here in the fall, 12th place in the 500 last year. So I guess it wasn't all top 10s, but nonetheless, and 8th place in the 24 500. So he's had some strong runs here lately. So we're going to take him Group G over on Caesars over Dillon, Gilly, and Zane Smith. And then parlay that with Stevenson over 76.5 rushing plus receiving yards plus 573.
Love it. I tell you, this is how DGen and how quickly it goes into the deep end of things on this when you're getting a group play with a rushing and receiving play.
And like, that's just the fun thing is you can, like, they're letting you parlay almost any of these things. So just like, I was just looking, I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. Ooh, you compare with that, like the possibilities are endless, Rod.
Oh, 100% endless. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so that's perfect. I love that one, especially at plus 573. Plus, I mean, it's Jones, man. I absolutely love Jones. Eric Jones. We in fact, that video that Jimmy Johnson put together, I think I can't remember what it was, but he's like, I'm dedicated now, because they were like, oh, the chase is back. So who best to bring back other than the guy who dominated the chase, right? And he's like, I know how to do this. My drivers will know how to do this by the end of it. So
Love it.
It begins with Jones.
Right.
All right, Derek checking in, saying, hope the Hot Rod and Zebra are doing great. Smell the race gas in the distance, boys. It's not too distant, my friend.
It's a beautiful time of year round.
All right, this is fun. I'm going to take a couple of wacky off the walls and put them together. First, I'm going to take under 4.5 players to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And then I'm going to pair it with over 18.5 drivers to lead a lap in the Daytona 500. This put together is at plus 254. Here's the thing, right? These two defenses are the best defenses in the entire league in terms of points allowed to the opponents. Seattle sits at 17.1 points during the regular season. And then the New England Patriots at 17.3 points during the regular season. Like, they will not let people score, right? And I get it that they're two of the most scoring offenses in the league, but what happens when the strength of both teams meet each other? More often than not, especially in the Super Bowl, it's the defenses that end up winning the matchups in this one, right? It's the defenses that have the leg up because they can prepare a little more than the offenses can against the defenses. So in this instance, I think this is going to be a tight game, right? We're going to see maybe 24, 21, something into that area. And these guys also, a lot of their playmakers score, right? There's not a lot of touchdowns that are scored by guys that are just sort of random guys out there. You see a lot of the same Kenneth Walker's scoring. You saw Zach Charbonnet, but obviously Zach Charbonnet's not in right now, but the JSNs of the world scoring touchdowns for the Seahawks, right? And that's who you see scoring touchdowns. It's not necessarily spread out a ton. In fact, in the postseason so far, of the 4 touchdowns in the receiving game, it's been Jackson Smith and Njigba with 1, or 2 rather, Cooper Kupp with 1, and then Bobo got that random one out there as well. In the rushing game, it has been a heavy dose of Kenneth Walker. He scored 4 touchdowns in the postseason for the Seahawks. So really, I mean, if you throw out the Bobo touchdown, which I'm sorry, I know there's a Bobo touchdown out there, but if you throw that out, it's really only 3 players that score with any regularity for the Seahawks in the postseason. And then for the Patriots, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that spread around, but you've got 1 rushing touchdown that belongs to Drake Maye in this postseason. And then in the passing game, it's been 4 different guys. It's Hunter Henry, Demario Douglas, Booty's got 1, and Diggs has the other. So they spread it around. But, you know, again, if these defenses are going to shut down the running game, maybe Kenneth Walker doesn't get in. Maybe it's JSN with 2, and then maybe it's TreVeyon Henderson with 2, and there's your 4, right? There's or maybe even somebody gets 3 or whatever. I don't know. Whatever combination. I don't know that 5 different players are going to end up scoring in this game. So I like the under 4.5 players to score a touchdown in this game because of the defenses. Like I said, they're just so damn good. I think if it's going to be somebody scoring, it's going to be the same person scoring a couple of times on them. And then the over 18.5 drivers to lead a lap. Look, we know how volatile it is for the Daytona races, let alone the Daytona 500. And if you look it up, there's been 20 or more. There's been 18 or more in pretty much every race in the next gen era so far. It's just been incredible how many different drivers have led at least 1 lap in the Daytona 500. In the 2025 Daytona 500, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was last week. But the one before that in the next gen era, there was plenty more. There was like 20 of them in that one. So I anticipate this being a heavy jockeying because here again, right? The playoff system is changed. So the winning in mentality of some of these guys who are like, I could just go out and win a super speedway and be set for the rest of the season is gone. Now you really have to put together a full season. So you'll see more strategy, I think, in this Daytona 500. You'll see more lead changes and more pitting off schedule and stuff like that. So I like that aspect of it as well. So give me at least 19 drivers to lead a race or lead a lap in this race, and then less than 4.5 players to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
I like it. TK point 2, you get that one extra car. There will be 41 locked in. We know that with JJ taking that provisional. So get an extra car in there to help jump in the lead. JJ could lead a lap in the Daytona 500. I don't think either of us would argue that. So I like it, Rod. Next up for me, listen, if you don't like to have fun, this might be the part of the program where you tune out. Yeah, so I'm going to take Jack Westover to get the first touchdown of the game. If you don't know who Jack Westover is, he's the Patriots fullback / tight end. He comes in, he plays the fullback. He's got 2 targets on the entire season, Rod, so not a lot of work, but he's been in on 21.6% of the offensive snaps in the regular season. He also plays a good chunk on special teams. So he's a key part of this team. Now you look at a head coach like Mike Vrabel. He was a linebacker, of course, for the Patriots dynasty, caught 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl on offense. I think he had somewhere near 20 touchdowns in his career. Maybe it wasn't 20, but a lot. Maybe it was 12. I don't remember what the number is, but a lot. The point being, and with this team, the warrior mentality, we need, we got, that thing, they're going to look to locker room type of guys. And if they have the opportunity to get a guy like Jack Westover this first touchdown, it's going to be perfect. He lines up a lot in to goal situations. So he's out on the field. You slip him out there, right? It's a fake handoff, fake draw, whatever. You slip him out, a little dump pass to him, whatever it is. I really like Jack Westover to get the first touchdown in this game. So we're going to take that. It's already a big number, right? We know. So play that on its own too. But we're going to parlay that with one, Rod. One, Corey LaJoie. Look at this beautiful man here. And not only are we taking Corey LaJoie for the top 5, that's what we're going to take Corey LaJoie for. Corey LaJoie, the pride and joy of this show for many years, he's made us a lot of money. This is his best opportunity. Now, one caveat to this, he's not locked into the race, so he does have to race his way in. We're going to toss that out there, but maybe that part gets voided if he doesn't make it. He cashed the Westover. I don't know. Look into the rules. But Corey LaJoie, driving for RFK. This isn't Rick Ware Racing. This isn't Spire. This isn't Go Fast. This is RFK, Roush Fenway Keselowski, the big bad boys. That's who he's running with. That's who he's racing with. The reason, or one of the reasons that they're putting this, besides the fact that he brought enough money to the table to get it done, is Brad Keselowski wants more RFK Fords in these drafting track races because he doesn't think they're getting enough help. Boom. You bring in a guy like Corey, a great super speedway racer, great drafting track racer, to get it done. 22nd place last year in the Rick Ware car. Had some parts where he looked good. Things didn't quite work out. But 2024, he finished 4th place in the Spire car here before he got traded later on in the year in a rare NASCAR trade, right? 6 of the last 7 Daytona 500s, he's been in the top 18 with a shot at the end to be in the top 5. That's what I want. This bet, I haven't told you the number yet because it's really big. You're going to really have to strap in for that. But he's going to have a shot at the top 5. That's what we want. 9 of the last 13 at Daytona inside of the top 5. That includes with Go Fast Racing, with all these shitty teams he's driven for in his career. This is a great opportunity for him. In Atlanta, he's got 2.5 top 5s because he's finished there twice, and I'm going to count the one where he almost won at 250-1 for us. So that we'll give that half credit. But been great there. Top 5 at Talladega a couple of years ago. A 7th place there back in 2019 in the Go Fast Racing car again. Not the greatest of equipment. This is the best chance that he's got. He's at the point where he's just strapping in and going for it. If he gets a chance to push Brad, to push Chris to this victory, or even Ryan, he's going to take that opportunity. All he has to do is finish top 5. He did it just 2 years ago in a much, much less good ride than what he's got. So, Westover, Jack Westover, first touchdown. And Corey LaJoie, top 5. Rod, it is $71,900 plus $71,900. $10 bet will pay you $7,190. Hashtag DGens only. If we can get Westover touchdown, and you have a sweat at plus 71,900 on Corey LaJoie to finish top 5 in the Daytona 500, whether it cashes or not. What a fucking story. What a feeling. It's going to be beautiful. Can you imagine if he is driving that 99 car anywhere near the top 5 in the closing laps, how much you're just going to be sweating bullets for that? This is an absolutely beautiful play. Absolutely love it. Let's fucking go.
That's where you drain every bottle of alcohol you've got at the end of the race, where you're just like, I don't know what's going on. Too much fun. Love it.
Yes.
That's like you said, hashtag DGens only. That is 1000% the definition of it. All right. Well, we'll take some long shots in this one as well. I'm going to take the longest TD drive, over 80.5 yards. And I'm going to pair that with the most laps led by one driver, over 44.5. Put those together, plus 358. Look, here's the thing, okay? The longest TD drive, 80.5 yards. Obviously, that's going to take a touchback or whatever. But I think more than anything, because both these teams can move the ball, right? They both are among the best in the league in total yards per game. New England 364.2 yards per game. Seattle 350 yards per game. You don't get that without a couple of longer fields, right? It's or more possessions, one of the two. But like we said, defense is going to be key in this one. So I don't know that there's going to be a lot of possessions to go around. So I'm going to anticipate at least one of these drives starting inside of the 20-yard line for whatever team. And more than that, we have seen an obscene amount of fourth downs. People go for fourth downs on any part of their field, right? Let alone inside the 5, when you should just kick what should be a gimme field goal, which again, we haven't seen too many of those either this season as well. But right, we've seen these coaches where their big bravados get into them, and there's like fourth down on the 7-yard line. You could kick 3. Nope. We're going to play like Rod plays Madden. We're going for it on fourth down. We don't care where we're at on the field. We don't care if we can get 25 points on a field goal. We want 7 for the touchdown, 6 for the touchdown, with the extra point that we could miss anyways from that point blank range that we would have gotten 3 from. But that's neither here nor there. But I will say that that's probably going to be at least one of those, right? And I feel like that may even come from Seattle, where New England's going to have to drive basically the length of the field, and they'll get it in for a touchdown. So that's kind of what you're banking on in that scenario for that to cash. But I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Like I said, with all the fourth down decisions we've seen, it leaves other teams with long fields, and we've seen some of those teams capitalize on those long fields. So that's part 1 of the parlay. That's the longest TD drive, over 85 or 80.5 yards. And then the most laps to be led by a driver, over 44.5. We've seen this a few times over in the Daytona 500 for drivers to lead. Now, granted, like I said, there's going to be maybe a lot of lap leaders, but you can have like Joey Logano in 2024 led 45 laps in this race. So obviously that would have been good enough to cash this prop. And then you saw 59 laps led by Austin Cindric in 2025. So in the most 2 recent Daytona 500s, we've seen somebody lead at least 44 laps in the race. Again, with stage racing being what it is, people not wanting to ruffle feathers early in a race, especially early in a race, right? We see these guys kind of jump out and, okay, everybody's follow the leader through the first stage. We're not going to ruffle any feathers. We know we can't win the race until the end of it. So we'll just fall in line, follow the leader, get behind somebody who can, draft a little bit and use up their gas, and then they'll have to fall back. So, I think that's going to happen again. And then toward the end, we'll start to see the shuffling and the strategies and stuff like that. So I think it's okay to assume that one person is going to lead a pretty decent chunk in the beginning, and then it'll get hectic. So give me the longest touchdown drive, over 80.5, and pair that with the most laps led by one driver, over 44.5, plus 358 over on Caesars.
Yeah, really like this one. You think about how tough both of these defenses are. They're going to pin the other team deep in the thing on the field, right? With field position, that's going to put you in long drive situations. These teams both have offenses that can slowly, methodically work their way down the field. And there's guys like TreVeyon Henderson. There's guys like Rashid Shaheed that can hit those big plays, bust it open for 81 yards or more, and cash this for you. So really like that. And again, to your point with the leaders, we could see some guys settle in out front. So I like it there. All right. Well, time for the outright section of this show. And of course, it wouldn't be an outright section without giving out outrights. So we're going to do just that. We're going to take the New England Patriots to win because I think that the New England Patriots are going to win. Rod, if you don't know, obviously you should probably know by now. I am a Patriots fan, been a diehard Patriots fan for a long time. Love the Patriots. And you know, a lot of talk about how Seattle's going to win this. They're going to blow them out. They're going to dominate them. I know the Patriots offense has not looked good through 3 games, but they've done enough to get to this point. Drake Maye has got a game in him. He's got that dog in him. I'm not worried about the shoulder that's being way overblown. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all, especially when you can shoot up before a game like this and not have to worry about it. So I think that's not going to be a problem. This team, you know, we all we got, we all we need. I love that. They've got the underdog mentality. I think it's great. They're being doubted. You know that they are using that stuff as billboard material. So I like it. And underdogs in the Super Bowl, 17-7 over the last 24 years in covering the spread. So that's 70%. So they're keeping it there. Underdogs at 3 or more are 11-2 in the last 13 games. So that shows you they're going to keep it close, right, as the underdog. But the underdogs have won 20 times outright in the Super Bowl, and they've won 10 of the last 16 games, which really is actually 10 of the last 15 because there wasn't a favorite in their previous matchup in the Super Bowl. It was a true pick'em. So 10 of the last 15 games where you've had an underdog, the underdog has won outright. That's pretty solid. Patriots are 4-2 in the white jerseys, including XLIX against Seattle and the 28-3 game. Gotta love all of those things. Rematch, Super Bowl rematches favor the team who won the first time, 6-3 in history. It's New England Patriots. They're going to win this one, so I love them. And, you know, I'm taking my guy Carson Hocevar. You put these two together. Unfortunately, it's not the great number, the 300-1 I got before the playoffs, but you could still get it, friends. There's still call now. There's still a chance to buy at a great price. And that price is plus 103.76. $10 bet wins you $1,037. $10,000 would be pretty great, but $1,000 is pretty nice too. So yeah, we're going to take Carson Hocevar. Look, Hocevar has been a great super speedway driver, a great driver in general. Obviously, I'm very high on him this year. Top 10 in 4 of the 6 drafting tracks races last year. Should have won at Atlanta. He's coming around the outside with all the steam. They throw the caution when they don't need to win to do it. Christopher Bell wins instead, but he was right there. He had a chance. Some bad luck in the 500 starts so far. It's his time to turn it around. Give me the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Give me Carson Hocevar to win the Daytona 500, NASCAR's Super Bowl, plus 103.76. Let's fucking go.
I love half of that. I love the Pats half of that. I'm going to give you that one. And all, for all the reasons that you laid out, Cody, if you guys want, you know, more on why the Pats win, rewind 10 seconds. And just whatever you missed it, I don't care. Rewind 30 seconds. You'll figure that out. But I am also contractually obligated to root against the Seahawks. Therefore, I cannot sit on this desk and tell you the Seahawks.
You do not want to see the Seahawks win a Super Bowl in your stadium. That's got to be that's got to be the worst possible outcome. So.
I don't want to see the Seahawks play a Super Bowl in my stadium, let alone win the Super Bowl. So,
wouldn't it be fun to watch them get blown out, though?
Yes, 1,000%. Yes.
So we can make it fun still.
I want Marshawn Lynch to come back and run the ball in from the 1 yard line and start to run in and stop just before he crosses the goal line. That's what I want to see, to lose the game. I'd love that scenario. Marshawn, I know you're a Bay Area boy. Make that happen. Love it. All right, but I'm going to take the Pats to win. Obviously, like I said, because the Seahawks suck and they'll never win a Super Bowl as long as I'm alive. But I will pair this with, there are sports stories like Rudy, like Invincible, like all of these, like the Miracle on Ice. All of these sports stories get written because larger than life characters step up and do things in times of fantastic hardship, right? Nobody has had as fantastic a hardship as Denny Hamlin has over the last several months, right? So you tell me how starting the season off with the Daytona 500 win, closing it out with his first ever championship is not something that, if you close your eyes tonight, you could see the script for in 2027, 2020. Hell, I might even write the script if it actually happens, right? This is just one of those things where you can read off all of the fantastic stats for Denny Hamlin, and I'm not going to bore you with them because it's literally just a simple AI search away, right? ChatGPT will tell you exactly how good Denny Hamlin's been at Daytona on super speedways. It's just well documented. And if you're new to NASCAR, if you're listening to this over because of the Super Bowl props part of it, I'll just tell you that Denny Hamlin's just been damn good, right? One of the best super speedway drivers we know. He knows the feel of the tracks. He knows the feel of the race. He'll pull himself back if he needs to stay out of trouble. He'll insert himself when he needs to get back into it. So Denny Hamlin's just got a feel for it. And of course, with the tragedy with his dad, with coming so close to winning the championship last season, like there is just a script's worth of reasons for Denny Hamlin to walk away with a Daytona 500 win this year. You know, most active wins, right? Amongst active drivers in Daytona 500 wins, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, Denny Hamlin's just that guy that's probably going to get in there and get it done. And then, of course, for the Pats to win, that's plus 54.86 in total on FanDuel. It's just, you know, the script writers can't do this any better.
It's been the year of the underdog. Indiana recently winning. There's been, you know, Miami even making the playoffs, making the run all the way to the finals. We've seen a lot of underdog stuff recently. And Denny Hamlin, while he's not necessarily an underdog on the board because he's a 3-time Daytona 500 champion, that's pretty decent. But an underdog in life here as of late. You love that story. The Patriots as underdogs, obviously, I love that. Patriots could become the first team to win 7 Super Bowls with the first half of this parlay. Denny Hamlin could be only the 3rd driver in NASCAR history to win 4 Daytona 500s, joining Richard Petty and Cale Yarborough, a pretty solid list to be on if he were able to win the 500. So I love this play. I think it's great.
I tell you, man, it's so incredible that we're even in this position, let alone for the Pats to win that many Super Bowls and for Denny Hamlin to just be able to sort of rise to the occasion and take this season by storm. So, all right. Well, then, for the first time in the 2026 calendar year, get out your pen and paper for the official picks and the official graphic for the picks here. Yeah, YouTube, if you're on, we have this awesome thing going on right now where Cody made the graphic for us. This is beautiful, Cody. I love it. So, all right, get out your pen and paper. We're going to go over our picks for the Super Bowls of the NASCAR and the NFL world. I started you out with Shane Van Gisbergen as a top 10 car plus New England to win the race to 10. That's plus 1196. I also gave you Ryan Blaney as a top 5 driver. Cooper Kupp to get at least 30 or more receiving yards, plus 379 for that one. I gave you Connor Zilisch over Ty Gibbs in the Daytona 500, and for TreVeyon Henderson to have over 36.5 rushing yards. Did I say that? No, I said actually, that's a typo. TreVeyon Henderson to beat George Halani in that one. I copied the wrong one and set it up. So my bad, guys. And then I gave you under 4.5 players to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl and over 18.5 drivers to lead a lap, plus 720. Then I gave you the longest touchdown drive over 80.5 and over 44.5 laps led by at least one driver, plus 358. I also gave you Denny Hamlin to win and the Patriots to win at plus 54.86. Cody gave you, let's see if that will pull up. Yep, AJ Allmendinger, top 10 driver, and Drake Maye to have over 36.5 rushing yards at plus 720. He gave you Chevy to win the pole for the race and Tails to win the coin toss at plus 491. He gave you Ty Gibbs on the other side of this over Connor Zilisch in the race, and then TreVeyon Henderson over 3.5 receiving yards at plus 254. He gave you Mr. Eric Jones to win Group G over there on, I think that is Caesars as well. Plus Stevenson over 76.5 rushing and receiving yards at plus 573. Corey LaJoie, top 5 car, and Westover first TD at plus 71,900. No, you're reading that right. Then he gave you Hocevar to win the 500 and the Patriots to win the Super Bowl, plus 10,376.
Woo. That's some beautiful numbers right there. Just imagine the New England Patriots winning, Carson Hocevar winning, Jack Westover catching the first touchdown, and I wonder if you probably can't parlay all 4 of those, but and Corey LaJoie getting a top 5. Holy shit, hitting both of those, we'd be set for the whole year on Betting Round.
I was going to say,
I'd like for you to keep track of my unit counts then, motherfuckers.
Well, no, they're only going to keep track of them when, if they don't hit. Right. That's all there is to it. They don't keep track of them if you win. They'll come after you if they lose. So that's all there is to it. All right, buddy. That's so much fun. I love doing this episode. This is so much fun every year.
It is. It's a ton of fun. And real quick, if you haven't already, sg.pn/NASCAR contest, free Daytona 500 contest. All you got to do, pick the race winner. We're giving out $100 cash plus $100 SGPN gift card to the winner of the contest. If there's multiple people who pick the same winner, we will break that tie live on the recap show. And then also some random entries are going to get some of the awesome race officials, our terrorist shirts. So sg.pn/NASCAR contest. Make sure you go sign up for that and join the 500 contest with us.
So much fun. So much great stuff to come this season. I can't wait. Cody, I know that we see each other every week, but it just sometimes feels like right before race week and the official race week, things get back to normal.
It's here. It's 11:11 here, Rod. So I'm going to go ahead and make a wish for the Clash to happen tomorrow because let's fucking go. Hopefully we'll have some racing on Wednesday. And then, of course, if the Clash does go off as planned, we'll have that first live recap call-in show. Going to be a ton of fun. Really, really looking forward to it. So, man, let's go. Go Pats. So excited for the Super Bowl. So excited for the Daytona 500. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, go to bed, old man. Let's send everybody off to bed. Thanks for hanging with us. Hey, for those of you who stuck with us on the NASCAR After Dark, absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. I can't tell you how much it means for you guys to hang with us. And for those of you who are joining us because you're stumbling on us for the first time, stick around. We've got a lot more.
It's going to be a fun season. We're really looking forward to it. Rod, you can follow me over on the X at @Husker_Zeeb, where you can find all of my stuff, tons of Super Bowl content. I mentioned my 60 picks for Super Bowl 60. Got a Patriots article coming out soon. Got that old-fashioned football episode where I tell you why the Patriots are going to win, more in depth than I did today. Lots of fun stuff out there. At @Husker_Zeeb. Go Pats. Go Carson Hocevar. Go Corey LaJoy. Go Jack Westover. See you guys tomorrow.
Indeed. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. You can find everything that I'm up to there as well. And we'll be back tomorrow with something. I mean, whether it's the Clash, whether it's not, we'll figure this out. But we'll be with you tomorrow and the rest of the week. 4 episodes this week. We're back at it again. So absolutely love you guys. All right. And yes, Frank, love the show. Thank you guys. Thank you, Frank. Love you. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. And until then, let's make NASCAR betting fun again, shall we? Let's go racing and let it ride.